بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Grade 8. Today we want to start in the model 9, lesson 1. Congruence and transformations. Congruence and transformations. In this lesson, we want to use a composition of transformation as well as the orientations of figures to determine if two figures are congruent. As you remember, in the last chapter, we studied transformation. Who can remember us? What is the type of transformations? Yes, Sultan? Great, yes, come on.
Rotation. Arrow. Reflection.
Reflection.
Mr.
Rotation.
Mr. I know.
Transformation.
Okay, Milad.
Mr. Rotation and reflection and translation.
Okay, thank you, Milad. Thank you for
Mr. And dilation and dilation.
relation. Thank you, Milad. So, as you remember, we learned translations, reflections, rotations, and dilations. And the first idea in this lesson, congruence and transformation. What the meaning of congruence means the same size. The same size. So as you remember, translation, reflections, and rotations keep the same size. Keep the same size for the figure. So if you have the figure as a pre-image, when you do translation or reflection or rotation, you will get the image the same size. The same size. Congruent. So the image will be Musa congruent with the pre-image. The image will be congruent with the pre-image. This is the meaning of the congruence. This is the meaning of the congruence. But we have different case in the dilation, because the dilation will be the image greater than the pre-image or smaller than the pre-image. Okay? So always remember, translation, reflection, rotation, keep the same size. Keep the same size between the image and the pre-image. Okay? Image, and we have A prime, C prime, B prime. This is the image. Who can remember us? What is the type of the transformation here? Yes, sir. Reflection. As you see here, we have reflection. Reflection, and this is the line of the reflection. As you see, we have the same size. This triangle congruence with this triangle. Right. In this example, who can tell me what is the type of this transformation? Yes, Abdullah?
Rotation.
Rotation. Now, this, who can tell me what is the center of the rotation, what is the angle of the rotation, and what is the direction of this rotation? Yes, Abdullah? This is the center.
The degrees is 90 degrees rotation to the left.
And from right to the left, or from the left to the right?
Right to left. From left to right.
From left to the right. Right. So this is clockwise or counterclockwise? This is
Clockwise.
Okay. Right. Who can tell me here in this example what is the case of this transformation between the pre-image ABC and the image A prime, C prime, P prime?
Reflection.
Yes.
Mr. Reflection.
Reflection, if you have reflection, we don't have angle. Just we have angle where? When we have rotation. So from here to here we have reflection, right? طيب هلا from here to here rotate. What is the center and what is the angle and what is the direction?
Mr. The center is A double prime.
The center will be the origin. And what is the angle? 90 degree. And clockwise. Great. Right. Here, who can describe this case?
Mr. It's rotation.
Yes. And as you see, here in the blue color, here in the blue color, we have the pre-image. And here in the green color, we have the image. The first step we have a triangle TEF 90 degree clockwise about vertex D. This is the center of the rotation. And clockwise from left to the right. And the degree will be 90. And also we have the second step, we have reflect. Reflect D prime, E prime, F prime across the Y axis. Across the Y axis. Because when you do rotate for this triangle, and this is the center, this side here will be here, and this side will be here. Here we have D prime. This is D and D prime at the same time. And this is here F prime. When you do rotation, you will get this triangle. And what is the relation between this triangle and this triangle? We have reflection about the y-axis. The step 3, we can do translated the triangle D prime, E prime, D2 prime, E2 prime, F2 prime to the left 1 unit and down 6 units. We can do 1 unit to the left and 6 units to the down. We will get this triangle. So as you see here, from here to here we have rotate. From this triangle to this triangle we have rotate. And as you see here, from this triangle to this triangle we have reflection. Then from this triangle to this triangle we have translation. We have translation. As you see here, we have the pre-image, and here is the image. And this triangle will be reflect to this triangle about the y-axis. Then, from this case to this case, we have translate to this triangle. So here we have 2 steps. We have reflection, then we have translation, then we have translation. Right. Who can tell me here what is the case of the transformation? Yes, we know congruent, but what is the steps of the transformation to get
Rotation.
the image from the pre-image? Yes, Samira?
Mister, I said that this is rotation.
Reflection and translation.
Reflection and translation. Thank you, Abdullah. Who else? Right, listen. Yes. Thank you, Sultan. So, a 90-degree clockwise. Rotation about the origin. Followed by a translation. 4 unit down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 unit down, maps figure A onto figure B. But listen here. This is the pre-image, and this is the image. From the image, from the pre-image in the blue color to the red color here, we have, as you see, we have what? Reflection. Then from the red to the green, we have what? We have translation. We have translation. So reflect trapezoid across the y-axis from here to here. Even if the reflected figure is translated up 4 units, it will not match trapezoid IJKL exactly. So the 2 figures are not congruent. As you see, if you compare between the size, you have different in the size. We have different in the size. So the two traits here not congruent. Not congruent. معك يا منصور أحمد؟
Mister?
As you see here, we have different size. We have different shape. So it means here not congruent. And when the two shapes not congruent means we don't have rotation, we don't have deflection, and we don't have translation. Maybe we have dilation. But in the dilation, we have similar shape. We have the like shape but different size. But as you see here, we have different size and different shape. So here, no transformation here. No transformation. So here, we can say no sequence. No sequence means no transformation. No rotation, reflections, or translations will match the two figures up exactly. The second idea in this lesson identify transformation. Listen here. When you have translation, means you have length is the same and orientation is the same. As you see here, A, B, C, this is the image. When you do translation, you will get A prime, B prime, C prime congruent with the ABC. Means the same size and the same angles. No change. And when you have reflection, length the same and orientation is reversed, means يعني keep the same size. So as you see here, A, B, C, this is the pre-image, and when you do reflection, you will get C prime, P prime, A prime, the same size, congruent. And the same idea when you do rotation, you will get the same size, length is the same, and orientation is the same. For example, identify transformation. If you compare between the pre-image and the image, as you see, we have the switch in the direction. Means we have reflection. And also we have translation at the same time. So the transformation here consists a reflection across y-axis and translation 2 units down. As you see here, this is B, 1, 2, you will get here. So 2 units down, this is the transformation in this case. We have two transformations here. We have reflection and we have translation. But let us to take some examples. طيب, listen here. Congruence and Transformations. This is the title of our lesson. Yes. Now, who can read the question? Yes, Sultan. Thank you, Sultan. Okay. Listen to exercise number 1. Then determine and describe the transformations here. Then tell me what is your answer.
I said reflection.
Reflection. Abdullah said reflection. Thank you, Abdullah. Reflection. Then? Great. Yes, Ahmad Ammar.
Sir, I also say reflection.
Great. Thank you. Yes. Reflection. Thank you, Khala. Who was else? Yes, Rashid. Thank you, Rashid. Who has different answer? Right. Listen here. This is, I will send to you. This is the homework. Listen to the answer here. So, at the first, we have congruent, the same size. We have reflecting across the y-axis by translation 3 units down, because here 1, 2, 3, you will get this point. So try to solve this homework like this. Then tomorrow we will discuss together about this one. Okay? So who has any question now?
Sir, يكون داخل السؤال يا reflection يعني شيئين بس.
Transformation, reflection, and rotation. The 3 transformation, reflection, rotation, translation keep the same size, but dilation different. Okay, so this is our video for today. See you tomorrow, inshallah. Thank you for your listening. Have a nice